This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Well, you have this weird promo with Sting on Impact where Sting tells you you're going to wrestle, and you joke about wrestling the X Division guys. Do you think in any way, Kurt, that you were burying that division or those guys at all when you made that joke?
Yes, and I can guarantee you that I did not bring that up. I did not write that part. I believe the writers did, and I think they were wrong in doing it because the X Division is what vamped the company to begin with. It's what they were known for. It carried the company up until when I got into it, and you shouldn't pick on the X Division. Those guys are incredible athletes, and they're the reason why TNA survived so long.
There you go. And I think many would agree with you, Kurt. The X Division is what made them unique. One of the things that made them unique, besides the six-sided ring and some other things. But my goodness, the talent that came through there, whether it was Christopher Daniels or AJ Styles or Christopher Sabin, some of those guys, amazing at what they did. Well, eventually Sting tells you you'll be wrestling a guy who has kicked you in the face and split your head open before. You try to say no, but Sting makes the match anyway, and it's you versus RVD. That's right, Rob Van Dam. What's it like working with Rob at this point?
Rob was great. I loved working with him. He was very physical. He was pretty stiff. Rob was stiff just like me, but he's an extraordinary talent. He's very different from anybody else I've ever seen because of his size and his ability to be able to fly in the air. He's an incredible athlete.
Well, Kurt, we have that match here. We're going to load it, and we're going to watch a little bit of it here together. So let's check that out here.
All right, so.
Suplex again, this time snapped over. Angle for the pin, and 2 count only. I mean, just something like the pin attempt by Kurt Angle right there. The man is an absolute perfectionist.
Yeah, well, yeah, it just drives his forearm across your face to hold you down, and now just trying to get just body control. He's got a reverse gut wrench with a clasp right under the sternum of Van Dam and keeping all his weight on Van Dam's back. And Van Dam knows to try to get to a vertical base and get away.
I'm just going to mute you here, Kurt, because I want to talk to you a little bit about wrestling Rob Van Dam. He had a very unique style. How did you, like, as we see the spin kick out of the corner, just talk about were there differences working with someone like him versus other wrestlers, or not really at all? Was it just easy to work with him?
Well, you know, he had the ability to do just about anything. He was one of the most versatile wrestlers, and the reason why he was so versatile is because of his flexibility. The kid incredibly flexible, and he shows that in the ring every time he wrestles. And I thought he's one of the best wrestlers I've ever faced. You know, I'd say top 10. Rob Van Dam is such an incredibly special athlete, and there's only one of him, and he's really special.
Such a unique skill set when you think about it in terms of what he could do in the air and a ground attack, but he could hit you with certain moves out of nowhere just so quick.
Yeah, he had that ability to come out of nowhere and do something extraordinary. That's what made him special.
Well, here you are. Here he is flipping again, heel kick to the head. We'll go back to a little bit of the commentary here as it looks like he's going to be going up for something off the top rope. Who knows? Maybe the frog splash. We'll see here. But he missed. Here we go.
Splash does not connect. And
there you go. Ankle locked out. Van Dam.
It's his specialty submission applied.
Van Dam in deep trouble here. Caught flat in the middle of the ring with that ankle lock. He's going to have to tap Van Dam.
Whoa! James Storm slides in, gets the attention of Kurt Angle. There it is! Knockout blow! That's the last call super kick that Angle was mocking. And referee Brian Hebner has thrown this match out.
I think he just knocked Angle out.
Yeah, much like Angle did to Storm's friends in Tennessee.
Yeah, but Storm's friends in Tennessee are an Olympic gold medalist. He knocked a man out. Cold.
Kurt Angle laid out by the last call super kick of the Tennessee Cowboy, James Storm.
So there we go, Kurt. They have he laid you out, building the story, building the narrative, Melter had some criticism of the match in the finish, so I'm going to read that to you. He said, Angle beat RVD via disqualification in 5 minutes and 13 seconds. RVD missed a frog splash, which we saw there. Angle put him in the ankle lock. James Storm ran in and super kicked Angle for the DQ. They pushed it like Storm knocked Angle out cold with the kick. Why exactly are we supposed to want to watch a pay-per-view where a guy who got pinned a few times in a row and then gets knocked out with one kick is wrestling against the same guy again? If Angle was world champion, sure, it makes sense, but he's not world champion. Angle versus RVD was not much of a match, really hits you how far downhill RVD has gone in the last 2 years. Kurt, do you think RVD's work changed in the last couple years? We'll start there. Do you think it had changed that much at this point?
No, I didn't think it changed. I think the way the company was utilizing him changed. I think Rob deserved to be pushed harder than he did. I think he was kind of in limbo at this particular time.
I feel strongly that saving money is important. You know, if it's not something we worry about now, boy, we are really going to worry about it later. And I want to help you get out of debt faster and do it with cheaper monthly payments. I'm talking to you if you're in a 30-year loan. Now is the time to take years off of your loan. We're routinely helping our listeners cut 5, 10, even 15 years off their loan. And you can do this without perfect credit with no money out of pocket. You've just got to start at savewithconrad.com.
Do you think, according to what Meltzer said, that it was made for you to look weak going down like that with the super kick?
Okay, the whole reason why I looked so damn weak is because we wanted James to look strong as hell. And James already beat me twice. So at the pay-per-view, I was going to get my win back. And, we wanted to build James up as strong as he possibly could look because I was going to beat him at the pay-per-view and take just about everything back from him. So I think that building James up and making him look as strong as possible was the right move. Even we should have made him look even stronger than that. Because, at the pay-per-view, I ended up giving him a low blow and giving him a super kick to his face. And I ended up beating him. So, all that work that he did leading up until then really honestly meant nothing. After I beat him, James was back where he was to begin with. But because we pushed him so hard and elevated him to another level, he wasn't at the same level that he was prior to that. So
he had gotten that Kurt Angle rub.
Yeah, he got the Kurt Angle rub, and we made him look strong as possible.
Which makes sense. And remember, when we read these Meltzer headlines, these are at the time and not knowing what's going to occur at the payoff. So, and oftentimes that's what you see now, right? Everybody begs and pleads for, give us longer storylines. We want to see it play out, but oftentimes on social media, no one has the patience for that. Something happens at a show. Why did you do that? Well, let's let it breathe. Let's see where they go. You know what I mean? So
everybody's critical of the shows,
but you just don't know where it's headed ultimately. And if you're a fan who truly wants a longer storyline, sometimes you just have to be patient, to your point, Kurt.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that's what was going on here with the build. So do you know at this point either, Kurt, was there any talk of a 3-way with RVD, or is this just all part of this whole storyline tease at this point?
I believe it was just a filler match. It was just to continue the storyline with James and I. They wanted RVD and I to have a feature match that night. So, we didn't wrestle long enough to have a great match. But, Kurt Angle and RVD were wrestling, which should bring in some ratings. And that's where James Storm super kicked me and got a little bit of heat on me before the pay-per-view.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.